I am Miss Chess, host of Voluptuous TV, here today at Radio-thon St. Louis Radio-thon to benefit Ferguson Relief with host Nick Cannon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Tell us about today's event.
Today's event is a very special event, just based off of, showing the importance of community and coming together, obviously, in all times of need, and to be able to give back on, Dr. King Day. It's I would say a culmination of just a lot of positivity going on.
And speaking of Dr. King's holiday observed, if Dr. King were here today, what do you feel he would say about everything that's been going on with Ferguson?
I think I personally can't say what I think he would say, but I mean, if you want to continue on what his message was always about, from nonviolence to community coming together, and a threat to justice anywhere. Did I say that right? A threat to justice anywhere is a threat to injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. There we go. It came back to me. But yeah, no, just that idea of just wanting justice for all people, and just understanding that as a community, our voice is strong if we're all singing and saying the same thing. So bringing everybody together and making that voice as strong as possible.
As a black father, what message do you offer to youth?
As a father, I mean, when speaking directly to your own children, it's just trying to establish and focus on being a good human being, in all aspects. But just in speaking to youth in general, it's just, trying to enlighten in a sense to where they know the power that they possess, and once they have that power, what they could do with it.
I'd just like to say thank you so very much. Such a very important day and a very important benefit here in St. Louis, Missouri. Thank you so much for coming to our city and definitely helping the residents within Ferguson and the businesses.
Absolutely.
I am here with Malik Yoba at Radio-thon's Radio-thon for Ferguson Relief. How are you, sir?
I'm exhausted, to be honest with you. I've been in this city for a week, doing all kinds of stuff, but it's been great. But it's a good exhaust. But I'm happy to be here. We were here a week ago. They told me about this, and I was actually on my way out of town today. I decided to stay a little longer to support.
I want to say we definitely appreciate you for coming to St. Louis and showing us so much support. How did the situation with Ferguson speak to you personally?
I mean, I've been doing community work since I was 16. I'm 47. So this is an extension of how I've lived my life forever. So I've been specifically working with the Urban League as well, with the Save Our Sons program. So I was here last month for a fundraiser for the Whitney Young Scholarship Program. And Mike McMillan and I go back about 5 years, who's the current president, since he was the license collector here in town. So personally, it's just, my father always said, where there's a crack, fill it. So I'm just here filling up some cracks. Yeah.
Now, I asked Nick Cannon earlier if Dr. King were alive, what would his reaction be to the situation in Ferguson? So I would like to ask you a similar question. How do you feel Dr. King's sentiment would be behind the situation that occurred in Ferguson?
I mean, obviously in Dr. King's time, this was common to have civil unrest and people protesting and people trying to organize before there was social media, before there was pop culture the way we know it. So I think he'd be a bit heartbroken, but I also think that had he lived, the world might be a slightly different place too. You know what I mean? Had he lived, we wouldn't be celebrating his birthday today. So we'd just all be in the streets doing what we do. So I think that whether you talk about Jesus Christ, you talk about Gandhi, you talk about historically anybody that stood up against injustice, we understand that it's work that unfortunately there's always more to be done. So I think he'd be encouraged at the same time. I think he'd appreciate you sticking that mic in my face, being interviewed, talking about what we're going to do. What y'all going to do? That's the question. That's the question, right?
And lastly, please offer words of encouragement to the youth around the world.
My word of encouragement to youth around the world. Let's see. Love. As corny as that sounds, at the end of the day, it takes just as much effort to be hateful as it takes to be loving. And what I've learned in my 47 years is that there's a voice that we all have that tells you, man, should I smack this dude in the face right now? Should I pull this gun out? Should I give somebody a hug? We all have that voice. I mean, that consciousness for the most part. And I think that always err on the side of love, because that conquers all. And I think the other thing is to really just live with integrity, which is, doing the right thing even when no one's looking. So that's key, because a lot of people think, well, no one saw me do this. No one saw me not tell the truth. No one saw me cheat on this test. No one saw me, not do the thing that I know is not aligned with my highest self. So I think that's what I'd say. Am I making sense? Because I swear to God, I'm ready to nap. I was up since 4 this morning.
I'd just like to say thank you so very much. We wish you much success with your new show,
Thank you.
Empire. You're doing a great job.
Thank you very much. Bless.